to see somebody defend what's going on right now and how they can justify getting so close to the edge of nuclear war, getting so close, and hearing our president just rattle off a bunch of stuff about New World Order, rattling off a bunch of stuff about how we're going to go into Taiwan with all guns blazing, that we're going to be spending more money with Ukraine and with Russia. And then we have a diverse voice where we have Xi Jinping and his gang of idiots saying, well, we're going to invade Taiwan, so what? And then we have Davos saying, it's about time we start ending this war with Ukraine and Russia, because if something happens with China, you're not going to be able to hold down both forts. They're looking ahead and saying, I don't know, this could break them. But we all have to die. We all have to pay for it. If we want to see this world order collapse, we have to have a scorched earth policy. Or we can think, and we can be like little MacGyvers, and we can think ourselves out of the explosion. I don't know if that can be done. 503-225-0860. Let's go to Pastor Mark. Hey, you're on Ground Zero. Go ahead.
Hey, Brother Clyde, how are you?
Doing good, man.
How's Janine and Liam? Doing well?
Doing well, yeah. Everything's fine. They just got back from England, and I noticed you're sporting a really cool mountain man beard now, so...
Well, yeah, it was the no shave November that kind of got over a few months.
Oh, that's true. I saw a picture of you on the internet, and I'm thinking, whoa, it's like Mountain Man Pastor Mark. Go skin a raccoon for me.
yeah, like you'll give it. I feel need some nuts.
Go leave your grape nuts alone and come over and say hi. Anyway, go ahead.
I will. I wish I was closer to you. I'm sure we'd have some good evenings.
That'd be great. Yeah.
But you were talking about numbers. Today's the 25th of May, and in 7 months, and 7 is the biblical number of perfection. We'll remember the first time this fellow by the name of Yeshua came down to this earth and started teaching us all how to live without killing each other.
Right.
And for 2,000 years, we just kind of thumbed that off. Including members of his own church.
Yeah, we even said we did it for him, right?
Oh God, yeah, it's horrific. But again, you have to realize we're in a spiritual battle. This is don't expect anything less. This is good versus evil. This is darkness versus light. And, I ran for Congress in 2020 as a Democrat, as a common sense Democrat. I could not vote for Clinton. I voted for Trump in 16. I voted for Trump in 18. No, in 20. There was no way I was going to vote for Biden.
Right.
And I tell you, the establishment just got on my case. But let me just tell you, I have had I was thrilled when Biden talked about what was formerly known as Formosa, the Republic of China, which is Taiwan, as we know it now. The problem with a lot of the American people is that when they're going through school, they hated math and science and history. And so we as a nation don't know our history. We don't know the world history. And this is a great problem, because I can guarantee you the Chinese have taught their children their history and how to think of us. Now, in 1960, the great debate was between Nixon and Kennedy over Quemoy and Matsu, which were two islands outside of the main island of Taiwan,
right,
and how America needed to defend it. Now, we've had that defensive structure up until 1979. So in some ways, when I first heard Biden saying this, I thought, is he flashing back to the 70s before Carter?
That's what I thought. And see, that's the thing, is that, like you say, we need to know history. We're no longer committed to Taiwan.
No, well,
not really.
Who to thank? But Zbigniew Brzezinski and his puppet master, Henry Kissinger.
Yeah.
And it was because of those two that Carter, did what he did and brought in communist China into the mess that we have today.
Since we're speaking of the devil here, Mr. Kissinger, he's the one that is the loudest right now about our situation in Ukraine. He spoke at Davos, and he said, hey, we need to start making compromises here, and we need to start giving some territory to Russia. And you wouldn't believe the controversy that swarmed up, because he was just saying, he said, look, he said, this is going nowhere. It's a quagmire. And if Russia decides to invade Taiwan, we're going to have major problems trying to hold down the world order if we're having wars with two major powers. So,
well, one thing about Kissinger, he's a great poker player. He'll and he probably, if he was in shape, be a great basketball player too, because he would just go one way and then go the other.
Right.
Because this is what I'm seeing him do: is Kissinger and Xi Jinping and the central bankers. Again, this is all about central bank. Who follow the money on all of this. And as you've been saying, $40 billion here, $40 billion there. They're covering this crap up to cover up the trillions that they spent on the COVID mess.
Yeah.
And we're all in a pickle because of that. But what is needed, I think, is just to see this thing clearly. This is a theopolitical battle. We should have never let Russia invade the Ukraine. Never.
We shouldn't dangle the carrot in front of them either, right?
Oh, well, but...
We made preparations in 2014. We have to admit that, but we won't, because you can't talk about it because it's disinformation.
Absolutely. This is the dark element in the American government, and people that are of the light see how dark these people really are.
Yeah.
And these people really have some power to make this government move in certain directions, which aren't in the best interests of you and me and the rest of the 300 and I'd say 27 million of us, because there's about 3 million people that are controlling the whole damn thing. And it's that problem, Clyde. It's people waking up to, and I don't even know if they want to wake up. I think they want to take their DMT and go on their trips and just sit back and let the tanks roll.
Or maybe it's this. Maybe we're like on the Titanic and we see the huge iceberg in front of us. And we're just bracing now, and we're hoping that we'll be able to get on the boat. Some of us are dressing up like women so that we can get on the boat. That's why we have transgender people now. It's a whole idea. It's kind of a big picture that I'm looking at here, kind of a corny big picture, but I'm looking at the big picture.
Well, I chuckle at this because I know you kid, but
you kid.
You kid.
Because I love.
I just have to go back to the fact that in 7 months we're going to remember the first coming of the rabbi who taught us how to live together. And so what he would say today, in my view, because I look at myself as an ambassador. Mm-hmm. They say, Mark, are you Republican or Democrat? No, I'm a monarchist. My king is in heaven. He'll come back. And until then, I'm an ambassador of his kingdom here on earth. And I think what the king would say is, do not be afraid. Yep. Everything will go as planned.
We hope so. I hope so. But like I tell people all the time, Pastor, the only thing I don't like about the second coming is I think it's going to hurt. And I don't want it to hurt.
Oh, it's the third coming. He came back right after, the first Easter. So we're waiting for the third coming.
Okay, so it's the third coming. I'm confused these days. But hey, keep being a good ambassador. We're running out of time, but I just want to say keep being a good ambassador, and love talking to you, buddy.
God love you, and I love you too.
Hi, God love you back. Take care. Pastor Mark from Indiana. The conspiracy is on, and it's against us, obviously. We'll be back with more. Don't go away.